and then we'll let the folks in the public comment.
Just raise your right hand, please, so you solemnly swear the testimony about this before this board is done. The whole board. Why don't you state your full name?
Jim Bittner, B as in boy, U-E-T-T-N-A. That I appreciate the board's indulgence for allowing me to come here and speak. I would suggest and recommend that this request for bonding be rejected by the board. I do not believe it's necessary. Another way of burdening the taxpayers of Union County unnecessarily. I believe the money could be spent in the county for other things that are in clear and more need of. For instance, comes to mind flood remediation. There is absolutely no dollars in the county budget at this time for remediating floods. Last year with Sandy, there were over 1,500 homes in Cranford alone that were adversely affected by the flooding to the tune of multi-tens of thousands of dollars. The money could be spent there with, I think, greater benefit to the citizens and the taxpayers of Union County. I also would like to bring to the attention of the committee that I do believe the oversight and the supervision of the UCIA is not in place. With the resignation of Charlotte on Friday, which I attended, it was a welcome occurrence, but I do believe the oversight and supervision of the approving authority is still not there and needs to be looked at again. That's really all I have to say at this point. I do appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Sir, someone else?
Would you kindly raise your right hand, please, sir? You solemnly swear the testimony about you before this board in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Would you kindly put your hand down, state your full name?
It's John, very B-U-R-Y. I have a few more comments, but these are mostly exhibits, so don't worry. It's going to be less than 5 minutes. Read through all this. First of all, thank you for allowing me to comment. I opposed the project and asked to deny approval for 2 reasons. Initially, I went through the 210 pages for last month's application, and I saw no detail. I saw no map, no idea what was going to be built or the need for this. Now that I've seen it a few minutes ago, I don't see a need for it, especially when there could be other things. The other thing is I've attended almost every Union County freeholder meeting over the last 5 years, recording many of them, and at no time has anyone asked for this or any of the other multi-million-dollar building projects that the UCIA or the county has embarked on. If anything, a few members of the public, including a recurring contingent from Summit, the call has always been for lower taxes. My theory, as supported by the attached exhibits, which, if possible, I'd like to read into the record. I've got other copies of these, and I put them online also, is that this is simply a make-work project designed to generate fees for county vendors, including the law firm of Dakotas, Fitzpatrick & Co., LLP, in exchange for contributions to the Union County Democratic Committee or the Union County freeholder campaigns. Charlotte DeFilippo, the former executive, well, she's resigning effective August 1st, 2013, so technically she is still the executive director, is also head of the Union County Democratic Committee, which she, at the same meeting, at the same emergency meeting that I found out 40 minutes before it occurred, she is pulling her name off the ballot. She won't be the Union County Democratic head. And if possible, I'd like an explanation of that. The one provided at that meeting wasn't clear at all. Now, starting off with Dakotas, Fitzpatrick, and Cole, formerly Dakotas, Fitzpatrick, Cole, and Whistler. They've been the general counsel to the UCIA since at least 2004. That's when billing records go. For which they have been paid $10 million in fees. Exhibit is attached. Recently, Dakotas has also been counsel to NCAP, Xanadu.
I don't, what does this have to do with it? If you have a problem with this project, I'd like to hear about it. I am not gonna sit here and listen to you talk about the law, the legal work that they've done. It's not relevant.
Especially when it comes to other projects. You have to stick to this project and this project only, and I concur with.
What's your point? Let's talk about the project.
I'm talking about the genesis.
I'm talking about the project. You want to talk about the project, you oppose it, that is fine. I am not going to sit here and talk about other projects that occurred across the state over the last 20, 25 years that you're going to go through a litany.
I would just ask you to try and keep your remarks on this project. I know the point you're trying to make is that you believe fees that are being brought in by the authority are being perhaps are too generous towards lawyers, particular lawyers, I don't know. But I would just ask you to try and stick on this particular project and the merits of the project itself.
I don't think anybody can. I just found out about the project 5 minutes ago. I don't think anybody, what I'm trying to set is a background for how these projects come around. Not only this project, how you build a Galloping Hill wedding banquet center, how you allow all this to happen.
Well, you know, you can have a philosophical discussion. You know, community colleges serve, educate an awful lot of people, and talk about around the country to people about where we should be spending money in terms of education. Most would say that we're spending money in community colleges. So if you want to have that philosophical argument, we can have it.
All right, we can have that.
Well, and I'm not going to say to her, but I don't know.
We'll
The
ask-
community college will make its own decision as to its growth, and the county will make that decision as to its growth and what they need.
I think I understand your point. Your point is that you believe this is an unnecessary project and it was derived more for ulterior motives. And we'll hear back from the applicants, so I'm sure we'll want to address that. I don't know what the genesis of the project was. It probably started with the county college itself. We probably approached the Union County Improvement Authority and asked them to finance it, participate in it. But we'll hear from them on that.
All right, then I'll move on to the other issues. It wasn't just Southwood Avenue as far as UCIA projects. There were also tremendous fees paid for something called Bird's Property, Urban Renewal, $800,000, Linden Morningstar, $570,000, a lawsuit against Charlotte DeFilippo that the UCIA paid $92,000 for, some Oakwood Apartments projects, $176,000, ISP DuPont, $578,000, the Renewal for Energy, Solar Energy Project, $883,000 to Dakotas on account of that, Tremblay Point, $344,000, something called the Golf Course Project, $294,000. There have been several, and I have billing back to 2004, payments to Dakotas Fitzpatrick for these amounts for projects that really didn't build anything. Travisano versus UC Freeholders didn't build anything.
Well, Tremblay Point is, it's called the Transportation Project, and it got trucks off roads, and it made commerce more profitable, etc. So, trust me, something was built.
Okay, I'll cross that off my list, and the other 7 or 8, I guess, 10. And as far as Charlotte DeFilippo, you were correct.
And please do try and I know I've had my own issues here, but try and keep off the personalities and more on. She is leaving. We're going to be insisting or recommending that they do a search for somebody who's qualified for overseeing projects of this sort as they move forward. I think they know there's a lot of attention being paid to them in that regard. So.
Okay, I was just going to agree with you completely as far as her contract, plus that issue about being able to not be reprimanded or even you know, they couldn't even give her a bad performance review according to the terms of her contract. Not that the 9 or 7 county employees on Board of Commissioners of the UCIA would ever do that. I mean, they're in one way or another beholden to Charlotte Nicolette, or they were. And basically, this is just one project. A lot of this goes on, and I put these in the exhibits. You can choose to read them or not. But there are a lot of shenanigans with the finances of Union County. I think an audit, whoever would be responsible of the entire, not only UCIA, but the Union County itself, would help taxpayers. And that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.